Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day this finds you. I see you, Victor. Welcome. Good to see you. Hope everything's going well. I Some of you might have tuned in last week, and I was streaming a game. It appears that the same audience that tunes in on Saturday mornings are not big connoisseurs of actual play. Hey, Jim, good morning. Hey, Wayne, good morning. So, for those of you that will see this later after the live stream, I'm Sean. I'm host of How to RPG and GM Mastermind, the podcast. And I get on Saturday mornings and talk about the tabletop RPG hobby, some news, releases, anything that's come up in the week to kind of talk about and hash out, along with help from the awesome people in the chat. Hey, Farty, good to see you. Hope you're feeling better from the last time. I know you were recovering. Roger, hello. William, morning. Good turnout already. Awesome. I was just about to say, I don't know if you guys caught it. I was talking to Victor briefly in the chat about last week doing a Delta Green stream of, episode 3 of Sweetness, the scenario. And I think Farty jumped in and one other individual. Not a big turnout. So I'm going to guess a lot of you guys appreciate this format rather than the actual play. And that's okay. No problem. It was just a stark contrast to who shows up to view this versus, oh, they're playing an actual play. No thanks. Hey, Harrigan, good morning. Speaking of which, I have to schedule session 4 of Sweetness because we haven't finished yet. So anyways, hope everybody's doing all right. Excuse me. Frog in my throat, as usual. All right. Got some stuff to talk about this week. Not a ton, but, might create some dialogue. Who knows? There was one thing. I wonder if I have it. I bet you I don't. Let's see. There was one thing I was going to bring up, but I don't know if... Nope, and nope. I bet you it's gone. Damn it. Shoot. And it's not under my history, which is fantastic. I was hoping to bring it up and just go to it and view it. Damn it. My basement is so ungodly hot. It's like 65 outside here in Madison, Wisconsin. And I swear my basement, it's probably like 80. As a matter of fact, I have probably a temperature gauge somewhere that could actually tell me that. Anyways, let's get down to business. Let's get into role-playing games, shall we? And I would expect you guys to let me know if there's news that isn't brought up here that we should all know about, okay? Just saying, because sometimes it may be overlooked or brought in on the last minute and I didn't get to it. So feel free. So wait till I get through some of this, and if it comes up or doesn't come up, let me know. Let's see. Where should we stop? Stop. I'm already stopping. Let's see. All right, we'll go with this one. We'll go with some of the big ones. And most of this you guys might already know because it's kind of making their way around the Discord and things of that nature. So, and why isn't that strange? I almost wasn't able to stream. So Tuesday night, brief aside, Tuesday night, kicking off Impossible Landscapes, Delta Green, been waiting for over a month and a half to probably kick that off, even longer actually. And want to record it, and my computer starts doing wonky things the day of. And wonky things as in my monitors just start going black, and then turn on, black, and then turn on. I thought I fixed it with moving the monitors directly from an interface to the computer. And then I get to streaming and OBS crashes every time. Actually, it wasn't streaming, just recording. And OBS crashed. And I use OBS for quite a few things. And lo and behold, I think I found my culprit the next day. Like 5 minutes. This thing. It's the Cal Digit. So if you guys are users of this thing, it was boiling hot. And it screwed up a lot of things on my computer from just not working. Unplugged it, plugged everything through a USB 3 hub, and everything works. So there you go. So I was kind of worried because, I could have probably downloaded some other software to see if I could stream, but then I don't know if that would work with that stupid thing hooked up. So strange deal. There we go. Now it's working, but you guys have a blank sheet. What is going on here? Just a second. Here we go. There we go. All right. So got on this pretty early, August 8th. 5 days ago from this recording. Free League Publishing tweeted the fact that they are going to do the Lord of the Rings role-playing game, 5th edition. So it is the One Ring, which they have done and is out, and you can get the starter set and the core books. And the One Ring is based off of the Year Zero engine. But they're going to do the Lord of the Rings, which is essentially that iteration. I think, yeah, here's probably another better announcement piece. I think, yeah, here we go. This was like the official email send out. Good to see you, Jason. Herman, good to see you. TOR not based off of, okay, the One Ring is not based off of Year Zero engine. My apologies. It is not. Correction. But it is not. The One Ring is not based off of 5th edition. But this will 5-eat it. There's a lot of Lord of the Rings RPGs that have seen their ways around. This new edition of the One Ring RPG set in the world of the Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien and designed by Francesco Nipitello and Marco Maggi became the most successful tabletop role-playing core game ever on Kickstarter when it ended March 4th, 2021. Now the time has come to open Middle-earth for even more role players with a brand new 5e adaptation. So it's going to contain everything you need to create exciting 5e adventures set in the world's most popular fantasy setting. 6 original heroic cultures from the land of Iridor, 6 new classes, a host of terrifying adversaries, and comprehensive rules for journeys, councils, wondrous artifacts, and the subtle magic of Middle-earth. It's going to enter pre-order this fall alongside scenario module entitled Shire Adventures, which they actually, I think, displayed a cover of. And a pre-order will give you immediate access to full PDF of the products. The retail release of both is planned for Q1 2023. There it is. There's the Shire Adventures. I thought it was listed somewhere. The One Ring role-playing game is based on The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, 2 extraordinary works of fiction by the beloved author and respected academic Tolkien. With these books, Tolkien introduced readers, First released in 2011, The One Ring has hailed as the best attempt at bringing Middle-earth to the gaming table to date. Now the time has come for the game to enter a new era and bring new players further into Twilight of the Third Age with a new 5e conversion. Great artwork, right? Gold Any to the One Ring, just as an FYI. At Friday's Any Awards prize ceremony in Indianapolis, so this is like almost 2 weeks ago, we were very proud to say that the One Ring won a Gold Any in Best Interior Art. Congratulations to all the excellent artists. Which we haven't even gone over the Ennies, honestly. Last week it would have been a good time because it would have been right after the Ennie Awards. So we might touch on that, I don't know. Cubicle 7 is doing 5e Doctor Who in addition to their second edition rules. There seems to be a 5e conversion kick going on lately, for sure. Wow. And having said that, Victor, is it because 5e is going to be dwindling? And I say dwindling because of the announcement of an evolution to 5e, which I don't think it's going to be 6th edition. As a matter of fact, the article I wanted to bring up on my phone, which I was reading earlier and didn't bookmark, was stipulating the next edition of D&D not being 6th edition, which I think has been that case. I think there's still people floating it around like, oh, 6th edition is coming. But, you know, Wizards has mentioned that it isn't going to be another edition. It's going to be, they said it literally, I think, an evolution of 5th edition. So many people that aren't touting 6th are touting a 5.5, right? With new feats. I think it's probably going to be, it's going to be the 50th anniversary of D&D. It's going to be a relaunch of the 5th edition core books, Player's Handbook, DM Guide, Player's Handbook, DM Guide, and Monster Manual. And it's going to have new covers, and it's going to take a lot of different things from a lot of different books, tweak rules with tweaking the rules. So they may have put in Tasha's how races, or I think they changed it to species, or I think they changed it. And I think they're going to change some of the vernacular and verbiage and taxonomy and put those in the new core books. And so the core rules are going to probably be the same, but how it reads and some of the terminology that they use will change. And then I think bits and pieces from some of the supplements that they released late in the release, or even going way back, will be put into the new 50th edition release of 5th edition. And I think they'll market it as the same game. 5th edition, only better. I'm going to kill Augie. You guys can't even see him back there. This cat. Augie, get down. You gotta get down. Come on. Knocking stuff off a table. So I think it's going to be 5th edition, the 50th anniversary edition, or 50th anniversary of 5th edition, or D&D anniversary edition, based on the game and rules that you already know. It's so, I think I mentioned this on stream a while ago. Mike Shea from Sly Flourish was mentioning how they were making an in-house effort to convert many of the core books into different languages and not having a third party do it. And in order to do that, it costs money, and nobody would be doing, nobody would put that much amount of financial effort into it if they were just going to get rid of the game or start a whole completely new edition. I don't know about that necessarily, but that would make sense. So Wayne, did you say Delta Green 5e? Green 5e? Gra 5e? Gra 5e? No, they'll stay away from that for sure. VHS versus Betamax, sometimes best is. Well, and this is the thing with the One Ring, is you have the One Ring that was done by what, Cubicle 7 originally, right? Did the One Ring? So that was like what, the first edition of the One Ring, and then the One Ring, because these things can get confusing if you're not somebody that keeps up with all this stuff, right? Most of you guys do, but so okay, One Ring. So what's the difference between if I walked into a bookstore and I saw two One Ring RPGs, how would I know which one to buy? There's the brown covered one, right? The One Ring RPG Cubicle 7. Is it? Yeah, it is. Here it is. I'm all over the place, but yeah, Cubicle 7 from 2011 to 2019, and Nepotillo and Maggie were involved in the second version, second edition. And they did this version for Cubicle 7, which is interesting. So you have the two same people that did the first edition for Cubicle 7, and they did the second edition for Free League Games. So I guess you have the same brains behind them, which is nice. And it talks about the game mechanics for this particular one. First edition supplements. I'm surprised they haven't updated this Wikipedia article, honestly. And then you get the grayish book from Free League. But never mind that. You still get the Lord of the Rings role-playing game. And then you got the Lord of the Rings Middle-earth role-playing for 5th edition. Dudes, I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's this OSE. I don't know what's going on. For all the Lord of the Rings iterations, there's still a market for the halfling hack if there was such a thing. But Lord of the Rings had a 5e version when Cubicle 7 owned it some years ago as well. This is not the first Lord of the Rings to 5e conversion. You're right. Victor's correct. And that would be this one, which I think you could still buy. So you got the Adventures in Middle-earth. 30% off, by the way. Is this... Oh, this is old. Date posted 2020. Hey, man, you got the sale on your website. Are you going to honor it? But here's the Adventures in Middle-earth for 5th edition. Here's the player's guide, all the supplements. And at one point in time, I think these things went through the roof because they're not being printed anymore. So let's see. Adventures in Middle-earth. Let's just, I don't know. Let's see if Noble Knight has this stuff. And Amazon. Adventures in Middle-earth 5e. Yeah, here it is. There, look at, and on Amazon, $269. 269 bones, man. So will this plummet once the other version comes out? I didn't even go to eBay. There are 11 used for $180. Crazy. 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 Hey, Michael. See you snuck in there. 5e is perfect for Delta Green. Michael's in the 5.5 crowd. I don't know. I don't think I need any more D&D. Oh, I know. I know. I know. Shocker, guys. But, anyways. Thanks, Victor. Says, I bet you're right about 50th anniversary 5e thing. 5th edition next, maybe. I think it's going to be this big, the 50th anniversary edition of 5e, or it won't be pitched that way. It'll be just D&D, right? It's going to be de facto D&D. Like D&D is 5th edition. You know, and it'll be the 50th anniversary of the world's largest role-playing game. Now with this and that and revised covers, and it'll be interesting on who will do, and they'll have alternate covers and slipcases, probably a new Dungeon Master screen, and it'll look pretty. I don't know if they'll get Hydro to do them. Probably not, because Hydro did a slipcase. And it's gonna incorporate all these different feats and some other things that came from supplements, and probably not all. It's going to be probably core to the book, right? They're going to come through and say, well, what can we take from Tasha's? What can we take from, lost track of all their books after a certain period, but they're going to put those in there. They're going to put whatever they think is considered alternate rules from the supplements, they'll put in as alternate rules in the core, I think. They may revamp some classes. I think there was mention in this one particular article about the Artificer, some of those things. So, Jim, 50th anniversary will 5e, but with art from OD&D. All right, well, so Jim's taking those odds. Oh, so Wayne says, reading new book, Slaying the Dragon, History of D&D. It's a new take. I recommend. Not as positive a portrayal of Gary, not as negative on Lorraine Williams. I'm interesting. One of the things about that book, I was kind of on the fence. I've quoted it a couple times, Wayne. And one thing I do want to read is something that's not going to be endorsed by, Luke. I mean, if Luke's name's on it, then I don't want to read it, because Luke's going to be like, yeah, that's the best light of my father. That's who my father was. And he's got a bias. That's natural, right? Normal. I would expect as much. But, I want more of an impartial understanding. And one of the things with Slaying the Dragon is that there were some quotes on EN World about, the editions about AD&D not as selling as much as Basic and Expert. But I want to know, like, where's the sources? Is it just talking to like a couple people, or is there legit? Because some of that stuff's going to be lost. It's going to be in documents or whatever, and those things are going to be gone. So it's a lot of I think a lot of those history takes and documentaries are going to be talking to people best to their recollection, right? Pat Kilbane of Mad TV fame and gamer has kickstarted a documentary, still in the production phases, had done a lot of video recordings and interviews and things of that nature. But, and a lot of them will probably be the same people, Tim Kask, Frank Metzer, Jim Ward, all those guys. And they're going to, some of those are pretty solidified into the Gary camp. Fine, but there's a whole nother piece to the TSR history that sometimes gets a little, Lorraine's bad, she was evil. Margaret Weiss weighed in, so great, because I think Margaret came in at a time at TSR that was an interesting one. But is there a talk of, Jeff Grubb or Zeb Cook, who came in after, I think he came in after Gary was gone in the second edition AD&D days. TSR was still around when Gary was gone. So what's up with that? And I don't know if those guys stuck around. I can't remember Frank, Jim, and so those three specifically. I don't know if they stuck around when Gary was ousted. Maybe I'll have to give it a download and check it out and listen to it. We'll see. Very interesting chapter on the angst around the move to second edition. Oh, interesting. There we go. All right, going back to 5.5, Farty says they need to fix CR ratings. Too much energy goes into balancing combat. I think they would keep it for this in 5.5. I think in the future edition, if they go to 6, Farty, they would probably maybe address that. But they're going to keep all the standard stuff that have been around since 3.0 that have worked in 5th edition. And I think CR is one of them. Michael says agreed, and fix the system above levels 10 through 12. That entire half of the game is messed up. Was Cubicle 7's One Ring the first to use custom dice? I don't know. I'm trying to read in the Wikipedia article. Does it really say game mechanics? Here we go. Games of the One Ring are split into 2 phases, venturing phase and the fellowship phase. The One Ring, you're probably telling me it had special dice, so I apologize. Uses a special set of dice, yeah, in the 1st edition. I don't know if it was it the first one that ever did? I don't know. That would have been when did it come out for Cubicle 7? 2011? No. It was re-edited and relaid out with errata clarifications added. Cubicle 7 also released it summer 2014. Maybe? I don't know. There's a few dates thrown around in this article. Not sure. I can't answer that question intelligently. Will you buy the 1E brown cover and sell it on eBay and then pick up 2E? Orcus Dorcas. All right. HeroQuest active. I'm kind of like trying to catch up with all you guys. HeroQuest had custom dice. Yeah. I snagged a couple copies of those. Wow. Sean hates D&D. Victor. D&D 5e. It's interesting. So started a new job a couple weeks ago, and in the write-up for my bio, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of about me, what I've done, whatever. And oh, by the way, this is what I like to do is play role-playing games and stream and hang out with the community members and stuff like that. And of course, it grabbed one of the eyes of one of my colleagues in my technology division, younger guy, much younger guy, but everybody's younger to me now, almost. And he's like, oh, I saw that you like, role-playing games. That's cool, man. I got I'm playing 5th edition right now with a group of friends and da-da-da. I'm like, oh, that's great. We should wrap. And if you want to look, I said, I'm pretty well into it. I did a podcast for 7 years and da-da-da, if you want to go check it out. And he's like, oh, cool. So then the other day we were kind of waiting in a meeting virtually. And he's like, yeah, I was talking, I'd like to get your take. I mentioned this in the Discord briefly. He's like, I'd like to get your take on tone. And he specifically used tone. And because he's like, my friends like to play and they come in with these kind of bonkers kind of character concepts and they want to play this because it gives them that. And he alluded to optimization or min-maxing, kind of. Not all the way. Kind of like they like this because they want to get this piece from that particular race species, right? And I was just wondering what your take is, and I was about to get into like the CATS method and maybe some options for him to consider, because he's like, I don't mind elf, and he's kind of alluding to his appreciation for the standards, the standard stuff, I think the young lad is starting to encounter like they want to play that game. I want to play this game. How do I do that? Like, find a different group. Find a different group. You two choices. Put up with it. Find a different group. Like, unless they're willing to really bend. So it'll be an interesting conversation with him. I have a lunch meeting scheduled with him to talk about it. So we'll see how it goes. I'll give you guys an update. Anyways, shall we get on with some other stuff? What else did I miss? Safety tools, you think they'll put that in the DMG, right? The audience for the 50th anniversary D&D is this crowd. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Kickstarter-esque stretch goal fest with lots of vintage art, top production, and they'll make serious bank. No way. Oh, Jason, I hope that's tongue-in-cheek. Wizards isn't going to do a Kickstarter. They'll do it. They'll have streams coming out the ears promoting it. And the thing is, they'll sell all to the existing 5th edition fan base. They'll make bank because people will go, oh, it's the 50th anniversary of my favorite game. Maybe, I don't know. Because I also think that the people that have been playing 5th edition, because it's been out, I think it's the one edition that's been out the longest without a full edition change, is that some of those folks may have some more disposable income. So the individuals that were maybe in high school, college, and they've kind of clung on to their original books, they may get the $80 slipcase now because their old books are crusty and it incorporates different things, and they might have some more disposable income. We'll see. Speculation. Orcus says it'll be meticulously planned and doled out by committee. Just look at the new starter set, which is another thing. I hadn't seen the new starter set, but that's been isn't that been in the making for quite some time now? There is some talk. I think I've got it posted today, but I don't know. I haven't picked it up yet. And I've gotten everyone except for the latest. Jim says I'll get the PHB if I end up playing in a game, but otherwise I'm not really interested in 5.5. Plus, how does D&D Beyond get involved with that, right? Do you get the book and the digital content? Probably not. Do you get it at a discount? Who knows? If the PHB will actually be enough to play, I wouldn't be surprised if digital subscription stuff becomes de facto required. Yeah, there you go. That's what Jim says. Ben Riggs does extensive research, probably the most thorough I've ever seen. Folks should check out his podcast and recording of his public appearances. Slaying the Dragon might be closest thing to an unbiased view we have to date. All right. Game Wizard, one of John Peterson's books, is pretty good. I started reading that. I think I got to, I think it's probably sitting right over there. I got to the part where they started selling D&D. And I think the sales were like $10,000 a month, maybe, or something along those lines. Still with the Arneson. I think Arneson, Bloom, and him still. I hadn't read anything further. Got sidetracked. But, yeah. Wayne says Ben does not diss the previous history and quotes from some. Yeah, it's just the style of writing too, right? Like you can state things without your bias coming through, especially as long as it's factual. Or if it's not, or it's speculation, then write it as speculation and say that it's speculation. Empire of Imagination was a decent book. Michael Whitwer is a bit of a Gygax acolyte, but he didn't shy away from covering Gygax's negatives contributions to the history of the game. History of his negative contributions to the game, or his complete debacle of TSR? I mean, we can be critical without, And I want to be clear. We can be critical of a person and not drag them through the mud and in their character. Because I think that's two different things. Like their character, which I have to believe Gary was, and some people will say he was sexist because of what they put in the games. But, even, who was it? Somebody, oh, you know what it was? It was the gentleman who, he's an actor, really, really well known, was in Dazed and Confused, as well as Star Trek Discovery. Can't remember his name. Who commented on the absurdity and blatant sexism and misogyny of the original D&D. Having the female, if you were female, you could only max up to like 16 strength, blah, 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 blah. And he had a lot, he's very, very popular actor. Huge following on Twitter. Very much offended at the whole, I don't know if he didn't know that. Maybe he came across it currently and then looked back and said, oh my God, what is this crap? And Luke commented on it and said, hey, rightfully so. It's his father. So he was kind of like, hey, that was, my dad wasn't like that inherently. That wasn't his character. It was the times that we lived in. Mileage may vary, I guess, depending on, some people find that as not an excuse, but let's admit it, man. The 50s are different than it is today. It just is, period. Factual. Good or bad. But having said that, I think my take on the history of Dungeons and Dragons and TSR and all that, and Gary, you have to take the bad with the good. The guy wasn't perfect by any means. And I think by reading a book where it's just rainbows and unicorn farts is just not the one I want to read all the time. Oh, I'm sorry. The stat limits for female characters was in AD&D, not OD&D. Yeah, AD&D for sure. Designer and Dragons by far is one of the best unbiased looks. Not as detailed as Riggs and Paterson's book, but it gives an overall look at the history of the hobby as a whole. Designers and Dragons, and Craig Shipman, there you go, Third Floor Wars. Go and check it out. He interviewed the guy who does that series. Very interesting. But I agree. I read some of those books, and it's interesting, but I think it's more or less of more of a chronicle of all the RPGs that have ever been out there, and he's still writing them. I think there's another set he wants to do on more modern games, maybe from, I don't know if he got as high as PBTA, but if not, I think he wants to get into those. And Free League's probably, late comer in that history. So there's plenty to still cover. Look at Laramie Wall. Laramie Wall, front line. Good to see you, buddy. I have very little space for that was the time. It was the 70s, 80s, not 1560. People use that excuse for Lovecraft in the 20s and 30s. He was still crazy. Well, I think there's a difference between being an outright blatant racist and having different societal norms. You could still be in the 50s and 60s and not be a racist prick. And not blame racist pricks on being because it was the 50s and 60s. I'll make that clear. And I think anybody who knows me probably knows that. I do hate unicorn farts. They smell like roses. I won't say Gygax was a horrible person or that he was a super sexist, but I have very little space for that particular excuse. Yeah. Well, fair, but and it's not an excuse. There was lots of different things going on. And I say that in the there's still a discrepancy with, okay, here's the deal. If you look at the human resources area of the world and you look at the tech space of the world, there is a blatant discrepancy on gender. There just is. There's more females in human resources and there's more males in tech. Yes, it needs to be fixed. But with that comes different things, right? And not so positive. I think that's kind of what I was getting at. Also, I wish YouTube let you shift enter. Oh, to comment multiple times. Yeah. Jim Wampler pushes back on the "it was 70s" excuse for sexism when it comes up in old games on the Save for Half podcast. Yeah, it shouldn't be. I think he's trying to. Yeah, he's trying to not justify it, but he's trying to divert it a little bit, I think, would be my interpretation when that happens. Sometimes I'm not entirely sure it isn't the year 1560. We're trying to get there, aren't we? Oh, the good old days, the 1500s, 16th century. That's where it's at, baby. Yeah. We've got a long ways to go before Star Trek, the new generation. Anyways, let's get into what else do we got? Let's go on. Okay, here we go. So, all right. Hey, if your tabletop game master is too strict, why not use an AI game master? I'm telling you, they're coming for us. They're coming for us. We need to unify, get together, organize, and we need to combat this stuff, okay? I'm just saying, our jobs are in jeopardy. Just imagine all the podcasts that are out there that will have nothing to say because there's not going to be any human game masters. Like it's going to be gone. We need to do something. Consider how many times your GM has looked at you with a pure disdain as you suggest the wildest and most bodacious, like that word, moves imaginable during your tabletop RPG campaign. Now imagine instead of shooting you a murderous glare and exclaiming, "No, you can't do that. It's not canon in this world," your GM just went with it. I feel attacked. Sure, you can defeat that mech by jamming a Windows boot CD into its drive. This is the kind of chaotic MacGyver-esque joy that can be had playing AI Dungeon, an AI campaign generator that's very close to my heart and free to play online and Steam. There are paid versions too, which involve smarter AI models that can retain more information at once and use a hell of a lot of GPU power behind the scenes, but I found the free version to be just as captivating. Who's used this? AI Dungeon. I'm telling you. AI Dungeon, a text-based adventure story game you direct and star in while the AI brings it to life. No rules, no objective, only adventure. It's a fantasy simulation with infinite possibilities. Unlike most games where you experience worlds created by game designers, with AI Dungeon, you can direct the AI to create worlds, characters, and scenarios for your character to interact with. You could lead an army fighting back an alien invasion or be a mythical detective investigating the attempted assassination of the Fairy Queen. Define your world, take actions, make it yours. Try one of these scenarios. See more scenarios. Free to play. Plenty of options. $10 for an adventurer. You get limited dragon and unlimited wyvern AI. No image credits, no voyage access, ad-free. Part game, part storytelling, all fun. Here's a little bit about the company Latitude. Dude. Ain't no AI as bad as a GM as I am, baby. Jim says AI Dungeon is funny, not capable of maintaining a coherent narrative thought. Oh, compare coherent narrative, though. Got it. AI Dungeon. So we're back to text games. What is this? The 1500s? I don't buy that excuse, Laramie. Just because it's a text game doesn't mean we're in the 1500s. Should we try it? Should we try it on stream? How many of you guys want me to fire this up? See what happens. Huh? I don't know if I'll be able to get through it quickly. Chime in, let me know. Chime in, let me know. If I do, I can certainly do it. You guys can be a part of it. Heck, you guys can even tell me which ways to go. Huh? We could do it now. Should we do it? Oh, we're able to do it now. Screw all that news stuff, right? All right, let's go. Play online for free. Okay, clicky the box. All right, welcome to AI Dungeon. Play and create AI-generated adventures with infinite possibilities. Not sure where to start? Go to Quick Start. Whoa, hey, what happened to Quick Start? All right, pick a setting. All right, we got 1 through 7. All right, fantasy, mystery, zombies, apocalyptic, cyberpunk, custom, archive. We got to do fantasy. We got to do fantasy. Kind of do the nuts and bolts, right, of the RPG space. Fantasy. Let's do fantasy. Fantasy. We got to do fantasy. All right, select the character. Oh, shit. Here, I'll let you guys pick. 1 through 10. You can roll a d10 or just tell me. Let me know if this print is big enough for you guys. Noble, princess, knight, wizard, witch, ranger, squire, peasant, fairy, rogue. Princess. I got a full princess. Roll? Me roll? No, you guys pick. Princess. I got 2 for princess. Squire. I know where this is going. You want to roll? You guys want to pick? Peasant. Got a peasant. I don't know what princess is. What do you think a princess is? A princess, Jason, is the daughter of a king or queen. Wizard, princess. Oh God, we'll pick princess. I rolled a 2 in Discord, so princess. Peasant. Let's go princess. I want to expand myself. I got that reach. See if I got that reach. Enter your character's name. So if you could see at the bottom, right, there's the text box, the dialogue box there. So you got a cursor blinking down there. All right, princess. What should we call her? Notice there's no prince. Just want to say, just point it out. Brett the princess. How about Brettina? Brettina? Huh? Princess Buttercup, Loretta. Oh, you guys are all over the place. Who's a famous princess other than Diana? Did Eileen sneak in here? Hey, Eileen, just in time. We're going to play some AI Dungeon. Princess Brettina. It's settled. Okay. Enter. Generating a story. Here we go. Generating story. Boom. Can you guys read that? Can you read that? Let me know if you could read that. I think I can bring it up a little bit bigger. There we go. You are Brettina, a princess living in the kingdom of Larion. Write that down. You wake up in a big feather bed and hear clamoring outside your door. A knight rushes in to tell you that a marauding band of goblins is attacking the area. You run to your window and see them over the castle walls. They are about 10 feet tall and have I can't read. And have horrible looking tusks. What do you do? I want to kill the Grue. So it looks like I've got some undo, redo, retry, edit, restore, and AI. But I don't know what these buttons do. I imagine it does my things, my choices. I don't know what AI does. How's the AI doing? In your experience, how has the AI performed in generating adventures? Okay, looks like that's that. Okay, what do you do? It says you wake up in a big feather bed and hear clamoring. A knight rushes in to tell you that a marauding band of goblins is attacking the area. Run to your window and see them over the castle walls. They are about 10 feet tall and have 10-foot tall goblins? I must have, them some big goblins. Shoot a goblin in the face. Shoot a goblin in the face. Enter. It's thinking. Put my little there in there. Make your bed. You pull out your pistol and shoot one of the goblins in the face. The other goblins let out an unearthly scream and it immediately turn away from me. Well, of course, because I'm Princess Brettina and I have a great, awesome beard and I'm about 6'3". I probably would have shot him with a rifle or a bow, but whatever. Huzzah! Okay, so now what do I do? Go to bed? I yell, be gone, vile beasts. You yell, be gone, vile beasts. You shout, and all the goblins run away. Hey! This is better than a game master. A human game master. You feel relieved, but the knight next to you isn't so lucky. He is pierced by a tusk and falls over dead. Oh no! He falls over dead. I resurrect the knight. The fallen knight. Watch, because I'm a princess. You resurrect the fallen knight. The knight's body is weak and wobbly, so you just need to concentrate on getting him up. You will have to resurrect him right away, so you think really hard and summon the spirits of the dead. I will avenge you, Sir Anonymous. Huzzah! All right. I'll have to resurrect him right away. Duh. So that you think really hard and summon the spirits of the dead. Welcome. Come to me, spirits of the dead. Help me revive this fallen knight. May he live to fight again. Where are the rules? There are no rules. Apparently I don't know, man. I'm whoever I want to be, Farty. That's the deal. That's the beauty. I'm not confined in this little box. I'll take him to the lab and reanimate him. You give the order and the knight gets up as if by magic. Huzzah! You thank the spirits and continue to follow the knight out of the castle and into battle. Yay! See you, Jim. Hey, Ty, good to see you. All right. So far, so good, right? Go Princess Necromancy, for sure. Also pass laws in your kingdom. Decree no pants. No. I gotta go follow the knight out of the castle and into the battle. I kill all the goblins. See, so far, I haven't had any no. I can do whatever I want. See the beauty of this? Take note, game masters, humans. After a short battle, you have won. Yay! The goblins retreat, and you all stand around panting. Retina turns to you, hey, that's me, and says, well done, Sir Kit. You are certainly a competent fighter. I think there's this first-person, third-person problem with this AI. Well done, Sir Kit. He has a name. It's not Sir Anonymous Jim, even though Jim's gone now. Return to the feather bed. You are certainly a competent fighter. Thank you, Sir Kit. You are very kind. I am glad you're not dead. What should I do? There, we'll just put that in there and see what happens. Pronoun trouble, yeah. You have successfully defended your home from an attack of goblins. You all rest for the night and prepare for the next day. I wake up the next day and immediately pass a law that prohibits goblins from attacking anyone in this land. In this land. I don't know what I'm doing. I did get railroaded. Did I get railroaded? Maybe. The next day you send the knight with the tusk to the hospital. Whatever. I did? Okay. I didn't do that. As you hear, he was a fairly family man who loved his wife very much. Hey, what about the law? Hey, what about the law prohibiting goblin attacks? Choo-choo. Guild, good to see you. Well, you don't really want to upset the king, but something has to be done. The knights are all busy fighting the other kingdoms, so the task of upholding justice falls to me. Oh, well, I see. Now it's not I get to do everything. Kind of starts that way. All right. Well, let's see. The next so they got the successfully different. Okay. Next day, the night with the tusk. You hear he has a family man and loved his wife very much. Okay. I could visit, I guess, the family man's wife, but they didn't name him. I thought it was like Sir Kit. I don't know. You don't really want to upset the king, but something has to be done. The knights are all busy fighting the other kingdom, so the task of upholding justice falls to you. I go. Wait a minute. I go to meet with. What do I do? The king? I don't know. I don't know how much longer I can do this. You enter the castle and see the king. He's a big, jolly fellow and says, am I supposed to type in what he says? Okay, go. Go get him, Princess Glock. Come on, what's going on, man? I guess I get, and says, hello, daughter. How was your night? Night as in evening, not night as in. I guess I could just not quote that. Oh, please log in or create a free account to continue playing. Wah, wah. So apparently you get so many goes at it until you have to log in. Shoo, boo. Should I keep doing it? I don't know. Should I create an account and then keep going? So if I create an account, does it pick up right where I left off right here? Or do I have to start over? AI model. Oh, interesting. You can change the AI model. I'm at Griffin, which is their fastest model. Interesting and unexpected. Wyvern is best combination of speed and storytelling complexity. And then Dragon is largest model. Fewer retries, but slower to generate. Oh, man. Prompt settings, memory. Oh, you can enter important details about your adventure for the AI to use when generating the next sequence. Example, Flora is a troll king who lives under a giant mushroom in the forest. Author's note, influence the AI's writing style with directions. Oh, and I'm like behind. Sorry, guys. I can maybe move this out from behind me. Nope, it's not going to move. So I have to, there we go. Let's see if I can move myself. Be back up a second. So here are the different AIs. And then here's the prompt settings with the memory, author's note, banned words. I can enter banned words. Like good, anything, any word that's positive. It's just I take a positive dictionary thesaurus and plug all those words in there. Inspect input, AI feedback, advanced settings. Affects the randomness of the AI. Higher values mean more randomness. Response length affects the max amount of characters the AI will return. Top K penalizes repetition at the cost of more random outputs. Top P affects the randomness of the AI. Jeez, man. Memory length. Interesting. Display. Change display. Adventure settings. View text, edit adventure. Safety mode, strict, moderate, off. Oh, man, off. I am over 18. There we go. Turn that off. Ban words global, AI dungeon 2D. What? Pixel images are automatically matched to your story to bring your adventure to life. Whoa. Creation of NFTs with AI dungeon 2D is not currently allowed. Good. Enable beta features, low bandwidth mode. I could invite players. I could invite friends. More prep than running a real game. You guys, you know, you guys are just sour, and rightfully so, because this thing's gonna steal your job. No, there's no NFTs, dude. It actually says no NFTs. I don't know. I guess I got to create. Oh, you have 20 actions. Your actions are used when you submit or retry during an adventure. Get more actions by watching ads or by upgrading your plan. There, that's how, as my dad would say, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. Yeah, that's how they get you. So I can watch an ad. What do you guys think? I mean, solo adventuring? Farty? What do you think? No rules. There's no rules. There's no play, like no rolling of dice. There's no stat block. It's just merely pick a path, apparently. Right? It's like this is like the souped up pick a path adventure for sure, with your dialogue putting in there. What do you think? Has potential, Guild says. Harrigan, hey-o. Jim is not here to defend himself. No one rolls dice. Oh, okay, that's what it was. There was something fun about it. Yeah, check it. Needs more Grus. You've been killed by a Gru. This is probably better than Zork, right? Zork, man, you last like a whole 2 minutes, then you're eaten by a Gru, killed by a Gru. You can autoplay ads. That way you don't have to bop over here. I don't know. So anyways, this was the news article. Definitely want to thank PC Gamer for putting it out there, because now I've got a new resource when I'm bored out of my mind and nobody wants to play with me. Nobody wants to play with me. But I got AI Dungeon, or whatever it's called. AI Dungeon. I got AI Dungeon. They're a friend of mine. There you go. So it's not log in and create a free account to continue playing. It's log in, watch an ad, or upgrade your plan. Needs more. Yeah. Nothing better than Zork. Should we keep going? Or because we kind of, it started off with, yep, okay, yep, you do this, yep, you do that. Like, oh, that's super fun. It's allowing the player to come up with a solution and it automatically just works, right? Or it happens. Can we learn from the AI? Can we learn a little bit? Can we be, can we look at ourselves? Can we look inward? Yeah, Wayne. Everything's cool all over the place, Wayne. I don't know. Yes, you kill the goblin from wherever you're standing. Didn't ask me for distance. They were big goblins, 10 feet tall. Keep going, Jason says. Anybody else want me to keep going? I don't know if I have to. I guess I got to create an account or watch an ad. And I guess I got to go back. Does it remember? Yeah, it goes. I'm just going back. Log in. I could log in or create a new account. I could create it using these four, but I guess I'll just use email. Let me see. Okay. I don't know if I. Oh, here it is. Recently played. So let's go back to that. Yay. Okay. Oh, now it continues. You go to meet the king. You enter the castle and see the king. He's a big jolly fellow and says, hello, daughter. How was your night? Terrible. Goblins attacked me. Attacked us. Don't you know that? You're the king. You're the king, for God's sake. Oh, and I gotta verify my email. Jeez, one thing after the other, I tell you. All right, let me verify it so I can get an answer. I wouldn't have to do this with a human, would I? Okay, great. All right. Okay. Oh, I put it in there. Retry. Maybe retry. How was your night? You, terrible goblins attacked you. Don't you know that? You're the king, for God's sakes. Oh, okay. I know, Father, but I'm fine, you say. Oh, good. So you want to see the list of knights that have applied to join our army? Oh, yes, please, Father. Eileen requires verify their emails too. Good call. Bertina is sassy. She's at that stage. Like, she's probably a teen. I don't know. What do we do? What do we do? Like this? What? I don't understand. All I did was hit retry. Should I hit retry again? I didn't put anything in. Put in the same response. You, terrible. Goblins attacked you. Don't know what? Know that. Don't you know that? You're the king, for God's sakes. So Bertina looks at you and says, you asked the king if he plans to do anything about the goblins. He says, I hear you have a proposal. What is it? It is, man. Come on, AI. Well, so maybe it's good. Maybe it's better that way, Harry Harrigan. It's starting to become more real. I hear you have a proposal. What is it? We should outlaw all the goblins from entering our lands. That's the proposal, yo. I like your idea and I will happily sign it, but what happens if the knights you sent to fight the goblins come back? The king has a good point. Throw a weird angle. Yeah, this AI is trying to learn, I think, from me to become a better GM, right? I'm teaching it. All right, I like your idea and we'll happily sign it, but what happens if the knights come back? You sent the fight. I will kill the knights that come back after they fought the goblins. No, I will. Well, what I will do, I'll give them awards. I will grant each knight a plot of land when they return. Because my grammar's probably really crappy, which probably doesn't help. Because they have shown great bravery, I will grant each knight that returns their very own plot of land. Guest host on next week's How to RPG AI Dungeon. You make a list of all the knights you sent out and grant them plots of land. You sign the law and everyone is happy. You live a good life for a few years until you are visited by a priest. Whoa, let's fast forward the timeline. Rocks fall, you die. Oh, man. You live a good life for a few years, so at least 3, right? Until you are visited by a priest. Hello, priest. What is your name? The priest asks if you are indeed Sir Kit. What the hell? Why does Sir Kit keep coming up? I've saved him. You say yes. What? You say yes, and he says, you know that by signing this law, you have allowed the goblins to build an army of vile beasts under the cover of darkness. Apparently, I am now Sir Kit and the princess. The princess is Sir Kit. That's the twist, you yahoos. Right? I don't know. Hey, should I reply? The jig is up. You got me, priest. You know that by signing this law, you have allowed the goblins to build an army of vile beasts under the cover of darkness. What? Gasp. Gasp. How could that happen? We must defend the realm as I decree. As Sir Kit. Hey, aren't all the players the villains, Michael? The priest says you must go and slay the king. What? What is up with this, GM? You go up to the king and slit his throat. I never said that. You also kill the princess and any knight that tries to intervene. Whoa. Dudes. Are you guys getting this? So apparently, somewhere in the mix, I am now not the Sir Kit, or I am Sir Kit, and that I killed myself, the princess Bratina, and slit the king's throat. I think I can adapt to this. Because guess who's going to be the king now, mofos? Sir Kit. All shall take the knee, not the new, and pledge their alliance to the new king, Sir Kit. Your men pledge their loyalty. You take the crown and sit on the throne. The king of Larian is now Sir Kit, the new king of all of Larian. There we go. Yay! Three cheers for the new king of Larian. King Kit. The cheers are loud and long, and you celebrate your victory. A month passes, and the king has a meeting with his advisors. Okay, so is that with me, or am I somebody else now, and the king is an NPC? The advisors all look at the king and give their report. What are the names of all the advisors? I mean, this is a GM, right? I should be able to ask that question. Bratina, the princess that you defended. Okay, I guess I became Sir Kit. How'd that happen? Chief Magistrate, Mr. Green, and the new hire, Mr. Pink. Got into the Reservoir Dogs, man. We're in the Reservoir Dogs. The movie, but I want to be Mr. Black. How come he gets to be Mr. Black? Shut your face, you dirty bastard. You're Mr. Pink. Okay, so we got 3 advisors. I am now King Kit. What are you gonna do? Somewhere, I don't know how I became the knight. Yeah, for sure. What do I do, guys? I instruct Bratina, Chief Magistrate, Mr. Green, and Mr. Pink to go out, kill all the goblins, and bring me back gold and treasure. Go now. Here we go. Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, you watch as the 3 men the 3 men leave the castle. Apparently a princess is not a man in this scenario. Or they divulged a secret. Leave the castle with the newly acquired... What? You watch as the 3 men leave the castle with the newly acquired treasure. You think to yourself, this is going to be a good year for me. AI was all girls, can't be in charge. You watch as the 3 men leave. I could do a retry. I wonder if I do a retry, will it redo it? It's good to be the king. Can't assume her gender, Sean. Really? Then it should... Is it... So, okay. Daughter of royalty, I guess? I don't know. Damn. What do I do now? They leave the castle with the newly acquired treasure. This is going to be a good year for me. Okay, what's my options here? I guess I could do anything. I want to hold a jousting match. No, I want to go to a dungeon. I want to visit the nearest dungeon. Let's get into the meats of this thing. Shit's gonna get real now. You look at all the gold and jewels you acquired from the goblins and think to yourself, I really want to visit the nearest dungeon to see what kind of creature lives there. Yes. Not really creature, but whatever. Yes. You go to the nearest dungeon and you see a goblin chained to the wall. Hello, you say. The goblin looks up at you. He says, hello. What do we do with the goblin? Kill it, free it, converse with it. Are you alone? I ask the goblin, are you alone? The goblin nods, then says, yes. Do you have anything to do? Do you have anything to do? No, the goblin replies. Because if you have anything to do, I mean, you should probably go and do that. You're probably late for your appointment. How big is this goblin? Goblin is about 5 feet tall, suckers, but you decide that he's too short for you to play with. You leave the dungeon and go back to your study. You think to yourself, I should really go back to that dungeon and explore it. Man, railroad, choo-choo, boom, you're going back. What the hell? You decide that you should really go back and see if there are more goblins. So you go back to the dungeon. Upon arriving, you see a note written in ink on the dungeon wall. I read the note on the dungeon wall. Sometimes I wonder if you have to go back to those days of those texts like Zork and you have to type it the specific way. Probably helps. You think to yourself, why did I leave that dungeon? The note reads, please leave me alone. I'm a dangerous creature. Don't ever come back. I completely disregard the note and enter the dungeon. You enter the dungeon and you see a large sign that reads, do's and don'ts. You read the list of do's and don'ts. Okay, okay. Yes, I do. Read the list of do's. Yes. I read and look at the don'ts. There's a typo. AE did typo. I think. Don'ts. Yeah. I read the list of do's and not don'ts. Apostrophe TS? I don't know. I know, what a polite monster, right? I'm telling you, we could learn a little. Bring tea and cakes. You read the list of rules that the goblins have placed in the dungeon. Do not go into the water. Don't mess with me. Obviously, it's a long list. Do not go into the water. I go and look into the water. What do I see? You look into the water and see a large brown body. You also hear a large growl. Do you decide to swim away? I hug the large brown body. I need to use the logic with my kids. You decide that hugging a large brown body is the best idea you have ever had. You hear a voice yell, "Help!" Where is the voice coming from? Oh, what is this? You see a sign on a wall that reads, "Help is a door nearby." You open the door and see a knight. You look around and see the sign that says do's and don'ts. You read the sign and see that the voice came from there. Okay, I'm confused. Is everybody confused as I am? You see a sign on a wall that reads, "Help is a door nearby." You open the door and you see a knight. Oh, okay. Hi, knight. What are you doing here? Or I open the door and free the knight. Then I said, and then you look around and see the sign that says, 2 responses from this guy. You look around and see the sign that says do's and don'ts, which we read. You read the sign and see that the voice came from there. Okay. So apparently there's one person that didn't say, and the knight I didn't hear. The knight is going to be me for sure. Right. Yes. I go to the sign that says do's and don'ts and see where the voice came from, to see the source of the voice. In fact, I'm gonna find the source of the voice. I don't know. Oh, yes. Oh, I guess I have to tap on one of the glowing options. Guys, which one do I do? So when they're highlighted, I get to choose from those options. You see a sign on a wall that reads, "Help is a door nearby." You open the door and see a knight. Do I click on that one, or do I say, screw the knight, let him stand at the door? Or do I go to find the sign where the voice came from? Thanks, Michael. Do's and don'ts. That's where Mr. Pink is having new higher orientation. All right, we'll click on that one. You look around and see the sign that says do's and don'ts. You read the sign and see that the voice came from there. Okay. Yes. Oh my God. Apparently AI Dungeon isn't paying attention either. like most game masters. Okay. What is the source of the voice? I guess. What do I see? What do I see? The sign says, "Don't mess with me." You look around and see nothing. Do you decide to move away from the sign and hug the large brown body? I already did that. He's checking his phone while running the game. Yeah. You decided to move away from and hug a large brown body. I already did that. Mess with the sign. I tear off the sign. I rip down. I tear down. Tear. Do I spell tear wrong? Tear. I tear down the sign. Data loop. Yeah, tear down the sign. You tear down the sign and start running for your life. You hear the large growling sound getting closer and closer. You hear another loud yell, "Help!" I run towards the loud yell. You run towards the loud yell, and you see a small hole in the wall where a person could fit through. Yeah, I jump in the hole. I jump into... It says you decide to jump into the hole, so, okay, I jump into the hole. Or do I just hit enter? Enter? Maybe? Yeah, okay. It's thinking. You hear the large growling sound, and you see a huge brown body. You see a pair of red eyes staring at you. You see a mouth full of teeth with 2 fangs on either side. I talk to the huge brown body and pet and brush its teeth. Hugs. Totally. I love you. Hey, hey, you say, I'm not going to hurt you. Look at that. The huge brown body stops growling and looks at you. Doesn't always have to be violence, guys. Then I take out my sword and slay the beast. You draw your sword and you slice through the beast's neck. You hear a loud yell, help! You run out of the dungeon and see the sign hanging on the wall. You run out of the dungeon and see... What sign? I read the sign. A lot of signs. The sign reads do's and don'ts. Okay. Do I hit enter? What do I do? I go back in the dungeon. I'm not leaving. I go back into the dungeon. To see the knight. The GM forgot to prep the dungeon for this week's session and is railroading to get you out of it. Go back into the dungeon and you see a knight chained to a wall. Hello, you say. The knight nods, then says, hello, are you a knight? I am a knight, right? No, I am not a knight. I am the king. King Kit. You am not a knight. Oh, God. Yes, I am the king. Do you want to be my slave? Oh, okay. The knight nods and you decide to make him your slave. You chain him to the wall. The AIDM is not reading the table here. I never said that. See, Eileen. Wait, I'm the king. Do you want to be my slave? The knight nods. Yes, I guess he does. Oof. Not the villain. The knight nods. Hey, he wants to be my slave. Maybe slaves are good. Maybe slave means my buddy. Could be my buddy, right? But then I chain him to the wall. I unchain him from the wall and give him a weapon. Oh, must have been 20, right? Actions. Should we watch an ad? Can I play an ad on here? I don't know. I could do this and not record it. It's closing at 8. Thanks for supporting. Okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's just a banner ad that comes across. Okay, now I have 10 actions. Okay, so where do I go? Can I watch an ad? I watched an ad. Do I get to go back? Manage actions. Okay, great. Oh, okay. I unchain him from the wall and give him a weapon. Enter. Safe word. Have I lost like half the audience here? You unchain the knight and give him a weapon. Now go defeat the enemies, you tell him. Thank you, the knight says, and he leaves the dungeon. Dude, you're going to need some help. Okay. I go further into the dungeon. Shall you say I go to the second level? I go to the second level. No. Let's go big or go home, right? I go to the 20th level of the dungeon to fight the evil beholder. The evil beholder? Should we do the evil to fight the evil? I don't know. You go to the 21st level of the dungeon where you see an evil chained to a wall. Hello, you say. The evil nods, then says, hello. Am I lich? For sure, for sure. Well, it says where I see an evil. This is an evil. The evil nods, then says, hello. What is your, what race are you? What species are you? Is the evil. Oh, this ought to be good. You ask the evil what species it is, but it can't answer. It just nods and says, I'm evil. I know. Do you want to be evil too? Think I crashed the AI. Couldn't answer. And the quality assurance and QC has been compromised. Do I want to be evil? Sure, why not? Yes. Yes, I do. Evil is fun. You chain up the evil. Do you want to be evil? Yes, you say. Good, good, evil says. I'm not going to kill you. I should narrate this in these voices, right? Evil is fun. You chain up the evil. Do you want to be evil? Yes, yes, you say. Good, good, the evil says. I'm not going to kill you. I am happy that you are not going to kill me. Let's go do evil things. You know, after watching this, I actually feel pretty good about my mediocre GMing, Harrigan. You chain up the evil and you go do evil things. There are no more levels to go to, but you feel compelled to go down to the next level. There are no more levels to go to, but you feel compelled to go down to the next level. I go down to the next level. That would be like 22nd, level 22. You go down to the next level of the dungeon. At the bottom of the dungeon, you see a sign that reads, you guessed it, do's and don'ts. I read the sign. So we've been doing this for a little while. How long do you think you could burn just doing this all day? Like, can somebody start this and be like, oh my God, it's like midnight. I've been up since 9 this morning. There you go, Victor. There you go. The sign reads do's and don'ts. Do's. Do not mess with me. Do not go into the water. Oh, now they're starting to get into double negatives and all this, like what? Do's. Do not mess with me. Do not go into the water. Well, what's the don't say? What are the don'ts? Is that yeah, I don't know. Maybe it says don't not. You look around, the sign also says do's and don'ts, but it's spelled do's and don'ts. Look at that. There's a spelling error on the sign. It says, wait a minute. He changed the sign. He said the sign reads do's and don'ts. And now it says the sign also says do's and don'ts, but it's spelled do's, don'ts, and don'ts. Wait a minute. So just like a good game master, he's changing what it says. This is me. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. It doesn't say do's and don'ts. It's pronounced that way, but it's actually spelled do's and don'ts. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Good to know. Let me write that down. It's platinum status for sure. You go. I just take out all the Game Master stuff and put it into a module. Platinum, baby. All right. The sign also says do's and don'ts, but it's spelled do's and don'ts. You look around and see nothing. I open the chest. Haha, Victor. I probably will injure something. You open the chest and you see a large treasure chest. Haha. See, in my player character's mind, I just thought, and there it was. Therefore, I am. Do you decide to grab the treasure chest that wasn't there and I just said it was? But you are interrupted by a loud growl. I grab the treasure chest. Not grabe. I grab the treasure chest. No, I look into it, right? Into the treasure chest. What do I see? In the treasure chest, mind you. You see a large pair of treasure chests in the treasure chest. You grab the large pair of treasure chests. The large pair of treasure chests weighs 300 pounds. I open each treasure chest. Oh, fuck. It's already been 10. Well, I could see where the plan would come into play, right? 10-second ad. Noble Knight ad. Woo! Must be doing AdSense. 2, 1. Oh, that was kind of quick. That seemed like a quick 10 seconds. Okay. I open each treasure chest. Enter. One of them eats you. No. You open each treasure chest, but you are interrupted by a loud growl. I continue to open each treasure chest. He's trying to railroad me. I could have probably just hit retry to see what it would come up with, maybe a new response. You continue to open each treasure chest, but you are interrupted by a loud growl. You are so hungry and it's so quiet in this dungeon. Loud growl, but it's so quiet in this dungeon. I eat some food. And open the treasure. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I am going to open this treasure chest. You eat some food and open the treasure chest. Do you decide to grab a chicken and start eating it. Okay, hold on a second. You eat some food and open the treasure chest. Do you blank? You decide to blank. You grab a chicken and start eating it. The chicken tastes delicious. Do you want to continue? Yes. You decide to. You continue to eat a chicken. The quiet in the dungeon is so loud now. Ooh. I think Harrigan's described a quiet dungeon as loud. The silence is deafening. That's what it's saying. Right. Zero theory. There you go. I open that damn treasure chest. It's going to say I see a sign in there. Watch. You open that damn treasure chest. Do you decide to? You grab a huge diamond and start to escape the dungeon. Huzzah! I got a diamond. Woo! How much gold is the diamond worth? We got to start challenging this game master. I asked the wizard how much the diamond is worth. I don't know, the wizard says, but I'll bet it's worth a lot. Where did this wizard where I gotta treat this guy like a human. Where did this wizard come from? Hey Dorigo. We're doing AI dungeon. You missed it. You can rewind this video and see how it started though. You asked the wizard where he came from. I came from a magical kingdom, he says, where all I do is party. How did you get here? Dude, he comes from a magical kingdom where all he does, or she, is party. Wow. How'd you get here? Never mind me. What is the name of your kingdom? You never mind. What is the name of your kingdom? It's called Moldavia, the wizard says, and it's located on the continent of Europe near the Black Sea. Just broke immersion. Apparently, Moldavia is the place to party. Oh, man. Okay. Will you join me as I adventure? Where should we go? Should we go somewhere? Should we go to Moldavia? No. Will you join me as I adventure to the dungeon? You make the wizard your slave and you go to the dungeon. Apparently, I can't get anybody to accompany me unless I enslave them. Go party? I go with the wizard to Moldavia to party. You go with the wizard to Moldavia where you all party all the time. One day, the wizard says, I have a really bad feeling about today. Why, you ask? Why am I responding to myself? Why, you ask? Do I just hit enter? Oh, crap. Yeah, it gets pretty... 3, 2, 1. All right, I guess. Enter, maybe? So I asked him why. Because, okay, so just entering helps. Because this is the day that my people prepare to leave our land, and I am very sad. Because this is the day that my people prepare to leave our land, and I am very sad. Where are you going? I ask. To a place where I will be happier. Dude, how can you be happier from Moldavia, the place that you party? I am sad that you have to leave. Place where I will be happier. Can I come along? Can I join you? No, the wizard says. Why not? I have to go to a place where I will be happier, he says. I thought happiness was your goal. I never said happiness was my goal, he says. I said I would be happier. I go to a place where I will be happier. I wish you well, friend. I am sad that the wizard is leaving me. I go to Moldavia to party. Apparently it is arguing semantics. You party in Moldavia for a while, but it gets boring. So you go to the dungeon again. Okay. There are no levels to go to, but you are compelled to go down to the next level. This thing's got a lot to learn. What do I see in the next level of the dungeon? I wonder if I misspell things, if it would correct it or know what I'm talking about. I see the sign, do's and don'ts. You grab the sign, but you are interrupted by a loud growl. I go to see what is making the loud growl. I think the novelty's wearing off. You go to see what is making the loud growl. There is a sign that reads do's and don'ts. I go... Should I retry? Edit? Memo? What's memo? Create a new world? Oh, interesting. Races, classes, factions, locations, characters, other. Huh. What is this? Races, classes, create a new world. Create new world info, name. All the below fields will be considered by the AI when generating your world info. Name and description will be saved for your personal reference to the world info, but will not be used in your story. Background will not be saved and is only used for world info generation. I should ban these signs. I'm the king. I'm the king, princess, and slaver. I am. Interesting. Factions, locations, characters, other. Huh. Guess I could put stuff in there. Okay. I tear down the sign. And burn it. I'm going to burn it. No more signs. Tear down the sign and the growl stops. You grab the sign and rip it in half. Nothing happens. You are disappointed. I burn the sign. You burn the sign. You burn the sign and nothing happens. You are confused. You try to understand why nothing happens when you burn the sign, but you cannot. You know what would be awesome? If I could plug this into app Max text to speech. You burnt the sign and nothing happens. You are confused. You try to understand why nothing happens when you burn the sign, but you cannot. You decide to try again. As the king, I ban all signs in dungeons. Oh, as king, you ban all signs in dungeons. It is a wise decision. What treasure can I find in the dungeon? There are no more signs. Do you? You decide to. You grab a pickaxe and start mining. The pickaxe is sharp, so you cut your hands a lot. It hurts. What am I mining for? What am I mining for? Oh, fuck. Damn it. Maybe I need to pay for a plan. Get some mileage out of this thing. I'm interested in knowing those pieces that you can put in, like the races, and have it generate things. I don't know. What am I mining for? You ask what you are mining for. Diamonds, the miner says. No, diamonds, the miner says. Hey, where the hell did you come from? No, you say. I want something else. Oh, he says. Like what? Like gold. Lots and lots of gold. And where did you come from? I'm going to do some complex sentences, right? And where the hell did you come from? I'm going to enslave this miner. You watch. I want something else, you say, like gold. Oh, the miner says, like gold? Yes, like gold. Okay, the miner says, let me think. That's my minor voice. Not to be mistaken for my major voice. Think fast. Well, I'm not really good at thinking fast, but I can. Oh, whoops, got it mixed up. Think fast. Well, I'm not really good at thinking fast, but I can try, the miner says. Well, what the hell? I can try, you say. He doesn't know where he came from. You, miner, are from Moldavia. Is that right? I'm not the only one mixed up. That's right, the miner says. Moldavia is a place where all you do is party. That's right, the miner says. What are you doing here in this dungeon, miner? At this point during the con, I'm wandering off from the table in search of beer and perhaps a noose. I'm here to find the treasure of the dragon, the miner says, and then I'm going to become a very rich man. Okay, let's join forces and go and kill the dragon. I might be cooking with grease now. You decide to team up with the miner to kill the dragon. You and the miner take your gold and venture deeper into the dungeon. There are no more signs in the dungeon. It's because I outlawed it, dick. Yay, no more signs. I stab the dragon. Let's see what happens. You say, no more signs. You stab the dragon. The dragon is slain. Huzzah! You and the miner collect your gold. It's just that easy, Harrigan. Just that easy. You and the miner decide to party. It is a wild, drunken party. Hells yes, the miner and I decide to party. Did you know mine are that you have to pay 100% tax and everything you find, so all the gold you find is now mine? Drunken party, man. That's all it takes. I'm going to stab the dragon. I never said it was there, but I slayed it anyway. Mic drop, suckers. Mic drop, dragon. King Kit killed the dragon with the miner, although the miner probably didn't do anything. You and the miner decide to party. It's a wild, drunken party. Am I hungover? No. Oh, yeah. Okay. You are hungover and you are very thirsty. You and the miner drink lots and lots of water. You and the miner get lots and lots of gold. Hold on a second. My wife's probably mentioning. No, call me. You and the miner drink lots and lots of water. You and the miner get lots and lots of gold. What about the Death Knights? Are they coming? Are they in the dungeon? You are in the dungeon and you cannot see the Death Knights, but you don't know what to do. You decide to search for the Death Knights. I stab all the Death Knights. And the Lich. I think I'm pretty. You stab all the Death Knights and the Lich. Well, at least that was easy. Unfortunately, you are very thirsty. So, you decide to go to the watering hole. It's all in a day's work, gentlemen, ladies. That's right. Killed all the Death Knights and Lich. Suck it, human game masters. I drink some water. Wait. I check the watering hole to ensure it's not acid. Oh, damn it. Cliffhanger. 10 seconds. Ride the Draco Lich. All right. Go back. Check the watering hole to ensure it's not acid. Check the watering hole to ensure it's not acid. It is not. You decide to drink a bunch of water. You drink a bunch of water. So I decide to drink a bunch of water, and then I drink it. So first, remember that. Do you decide to, or do you drink it? We could learn something here, humans. Drink a bunch of water. I then blow up the world with my new magic item. I think this might come to a drastic ending. wonder what the other gaming news was. You then blow up the world with your new magic item. The world explodes and the dwarves are scattered across the land. You go back to the entrance to the dungeon. Because I'm awesome. That's why. There you go. Should we get back to the news? All right. I don't know where this goes. I guess it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Should I go back to the dungeon? I go back to the dungeon. Watch. There should be a sign. There better not be a sign. Very good point. Go back to the dungeon. I guess I'm just reiterating what he told me. He or she. It told me. You go back to the dungeon. There are no more signs. You decide to kill the dragon again. Because you decide to kill the dragon again. And then I kill the dragon again. Huzzah! 2 dragons. I loot the dungeon. Or I could have said, I don't want to kill the dragon. You loot the dungeon. You get lots and lots of gold. But then the magic runs out. You decide to continue on foot. Okay. You have been walking for months when they finally found the wizard that caused this whole mess. The wizard is at the very end of his life, and he is a very sad man. He says, what does he say? He says, oh, it says, oh, look at this. Oh my God. The prompt you can change. Whoopsie. Oh man. Wow. What an oversight. He says, I don't know. I guess, what do I do? I guess the player skills on this aren't too good. He says, I want to party. I don't know what to do. I don't say. You say, I want to party. Oh, wow. I bet you that changes the whole thing. Do over for sure. He says, I want to party. You party with the wizard and the wizard dies and you live happily ever after. I think that's a good ending, right? When it gets to and you live happily ever after. Note to self, if you do this, make sure you change the prompt from say, story, do. Wow, what an idiot. And you live happily ever after. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's check out some other news, should we? I'll come back to that next week. We'll come back to that next week. All right. Ooh, yeah. Wow. One thing I wanted to check. This was this. All right. Dicebreaker. 8 best virtual tabletops for D&D. I don't know if I've gone through all these. Okay. So some of us know about these, but there were, I think, 1 or 2 that I did not know about. This is on Dicebreaker. So we got Owlbear Radio. So we have the big ones. Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, Foundry. Owlbear Radio, Tabletop Simulator, which has been around. I do think I bought that, but I never used it. Above VTT. Has anybody used Above? Schmeppy. And then there's Astral, which is the one that's like relatively discontinued. Like I don't think anybody's supporting it anymore. So Roll20 we know. Fantasy Grounds we know. Foundry we know. Some of us do, anyways. Maybe some of you don't. Owlbear Rodeo. Tabletop Simulator. That's pretty cool, right? Above VTT. Connect to D&D Beyond. I think this I mentioned at one point, which I think is a browser plugin or extension. Yeah, it's a browser extension that allows you to connect your D&D Beyond account. And it draws upon hundreds of free maps from D&D Beyond, animated maps from YouTube, and really any map online that you have a URL for. It also incorporates all the modules that you have unlocked on your D&D Beyond account, as well as character sheet integration. It's free. That's kind of cool, right? It's 5e though, right? Shmeppy. It's a digital dry erase board. Anyone who has worked as a part of a team in a collaborative environment has at this point probably experienced a virtual whiteboard. The concept of Shmeppy is simply that, a clean, intuitive online whiteboard with drastically simple drawing tools and a dot grid. The simplicity rivals even Owlbear Rodeo. Oh, $5 a month. There's a monthly subscription needed. Owlbear, you don't. And then there's Astral. The biggest crash and burn virtual tabletop in recent years. Promising platform that got its start in 2017 under the name Power VTT, which I did not know. 4 years later, it grew to one of the most highly anticipated and advertised VTTs, poised to take on Roll20, and then it was all over in October 2021. I gotta wrap this up soon. So there you go. Check out Shmeppy, maybe, if you're a Shmeppy fan. Shmeppy or a Owlbear Radio and you want something maybe to check out. Shmeppy. Let's see what else. Gen Con. I don't know if you guys saw this. Gen Con. 50,000 attendees, man. It's up, getting up there. I think when it last left off pre-pandemic, it was up around 60-ish, 60,000. So, yeah. However, I think there was talks or rumors about the political landscape of Indiana and whether Gen Con stays. The individuals behind Coyote and Crow are not going to Gen Con because of that reason. Next year, I think. Gen Con, I think, is booked through 2026. I think there's clauses in their contract that will allow them to get out of it, but I don't know what those clauses are. So it's all speculation and things of that nature. But they did not like they actually Gen Con produces more revenue for Indianapolis than the Indy 500. So it's a big revenue generator for Indianapolis. So they could easily just leverage that and say, you know what, we're going to go somewhere else, you chumps. As a matter of fact, when the LGBTQ the law or whatever it was, hit Indianapolis, Gen Con was like, we're gonna pull out, and they rewrote it. So, there you go. They cap it when it's 70K. Interesting. So yeah, there you go. Good, promising, right? Promising. It's numbers for sure. They raised $40,000 for the Patachu Foundation, which was the partner charity for 2022, a nonprofit which serves meals and learning experiences for children to increase their awareness of the excitement about food and fight the root causes of hunger in the community. So that's very good. There you go. Nice. And that I think I don't want to go through all the new crowdfunding stuff and print news. Maybe we can do this quick because it's not a lot. Print news, Dragon's Horde, 5th edition. There is Pathfinder 1st edition. That's what these are for legendary games. Spy game, got a couple booklets, $14 each, 24-page softcover adventures. Still haven't played it. I own it. Cthulhu Magazine. This is for Call of Cthulhu and Trail of Cthulhu, $18. This is Angels, Demons, and Beings Between Volume 1, Patrons and Spells for DCC, published by Shinobi. And then DCC Day 2022 Adventure Pack by Goodman Games. which I think the latter is $15. And then lastly is the Power Rangers Hero miniature set, the Power Rangers character journal, and the Power Rangers folder, which is a free RPG 2022 item. The minis are $55. The journal is $22, and then the folder is, I think, a penny with a $15 purchase. They throw it in there if you want it. If you order it from wherever this goes. Noble Knight. Let's see about crowdfunding news. This is also relatively brief, so we'll hit that. Oh, and you could check. Oh, let me just. Whoops. Let's try that back. I will hit a link so you can all visit EN World about the print news, and you could visit it. Thanks, EN World, for doing some of this legwork. Check them out at enworld.org. Then the crowdfunding news from EN World. Amongst other things, they consolidate everything. So we've got Battle Zoo 5e and Pathfinder 2, Battle Zoo, Eldamon, Monster Training, and Year of Monsters. It's like books and cards. It's funded on Kickstarter. $200 and gets you the popular pledge is $200 shipping and handling for the whole project in print and PDF and VTT. It looks like this could be summarized as Pokemon for 5e or Pathfinder 2nd edition. Okay, there you go. Cute Creatures Compendium for 5e. 5th edition, £18 for PDF and print on demand versions. It's funded. The Game Master's Apprentice Cyberpunk deck. System neutral RPG cards, $10 for the PDF and POD versions. This project provides Cyberpunk story prompt deck of cards, 120 of them. Deep and Dangerous, funded. Sourcebook, $13 for the PDF. Need a new take on Underground for your 5e campaign? This one delivers 12 new subclasses, monsters, and microsetting. And a great deal of Underground rules and crunch to power your campaign. Twilight Fables, D&D 5th edition or OSR sourcebook for $15 for the PDF and other digital versions of the book, plus additional files. So there is a 5e and OSR version. Dark, gritty folklore into your campaign. Over 200 monsters, artifacts, character options, and more. Kind of the Brothers Grimm fairy tale stuff. Neat. Looks well done. That's funded. It's got 4 days to go of this recording. Rhine from Furtive Shambles, powered by the Apocalypse. Core rulebook, £40. Indiegogo. So broken titans shape the world. Communities depend on these different behemoths into this world. You'll journey, interact with communities, and experience emotions and adventures as you seek your place in a world nearing its end. Project is inspired by Earthsea, Shadow of the Colossus, Princess Mononoke, and Mushishi. Spelljammer 5th. This one, Shipwrecks of the Astral Sea. People starting to get into Spelljammer. 5th edition source book. Not funded. Got a ways to go. 4 weeks, though. And The Fallen Few, I think I covered that once. That's the motorcycle gang one. OSR based. Australia is putting that out. 75 Australian or plus 20 for shipping and handling to the US for hardcover of the game. Inspired by Sons of Anarchy and Mayans MC. Takes basics of D&D combat and trains out horses for motorcycles. It's got a long way to fund. 5 weeks to go, though. And then the last one is... No, not the last one. Yes, last one. Forbidden Psalm, Kill Sample Process from KRD Designs, Cyberg. Core rulebook for the miniatures game and source book for the RPG. I think I mentioned this before, and it's funded. So... that's all I have for this week, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody that has tuned in. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have fun with the AI. I should probably do the crowdfunding news for, hold on a second. I gotta wrap this up. My poor dog always got to go outside. So I want to thank everybody, and hopefully you'll have a good weekend. Make sure you do some gaming. So I want to thank everybody for supporting the show, including Ty Prunty, Orcus Dorcas, Vornak, Feeling Good Lewis, Michael Holland, Eric Salzweedle, Jeff Walken, Ghost GM, Aaron Ralia, Eileen Barnes, Laramie Wall, Farty McButterpants, Harrigan, Hoos Carl, Larry Hollis, Tony Sugarloaf Baker, Mirko Froelich, Zagrave, and Joe Swick for bringing this all together. I appreciate it. Otherwise, I will let you go. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Join our Discord if you go over to gamingnbs.com/Discord. Yes, that's what I said. And that's it, I think, for this one, for all I have to say. So peace out, keep gaming, and remember, be a positive force in the tabletop RPG hobby. See you on the next one.